So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down on the Saturday grid. And today I want to take a moment to shout out to McCall Oliver 4034 for the wonderful idea, suggestion, must have been reading my mind, but of a white wine. It is, after all, summer, and today it's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit here in Germany, which is like summer here, so might as well enjoy a nice white. So we're doing that with a Venetian Chardonnay, and I've turned mine into what's called in Germany a Weinschorle, which is like a wine spritzer. And so I just added the Sprudelwasser, which is bubble water, sparkling water, and on top of the Chardonnay, and I put a big old cube of ice in it, which it just makes it even more the summer refresher. But I'm tickled to death that you're here. Let's jump into our grid and let's see what we got going on here today. Okay. We have a grid by Evans Clinchy, edited by Joel Faliano. Let's see what we got. It's a Saturday. You never can tell. Okay. Journalistic concern. Big hits. You know, with these big hits, I really kind of usually disagree with it because it's like, is that really a big hit? I don't know what this answer is, but I can tell you right now that whatever it is, more than likely not going to be what I would consider a big hit. You know, like a wallop or, I don't know. You know, what is a big hit, right? Why am I so... Moving on. Something that fades into the background. Okay, everything good between us? Okay, well, let's got to start somewhere. So let's see. Can we fit in Are We Okay? And then see if this gives us anything. Maybe just cable initials for cinephiles. I would say, gosh, that could be like maybe the movie channel or TCM. Was it a Turner Classic Movie? So don't know. I guess we know it may be a T there. So big hits. Okay, so I'm going to assume that's an S and not an I for the plural. And big hits. Okay, so we can try SWATs. But again, would you consider a SWAT a big hit? If that is right. See, there's a reason I went on a tirade. Touchdown locale. Okay, so we're not talking about a runway. This could be the tarmac, though. And that gives me a little... And now we got the movie channel cropping in here. Good. Ramirez of Madam Secretary. Never seen the show, but I really think I should watch it. But I do know from the crossword that that's Sarah Ramirez. Oh, I think it is anyway. Suffered humiliation. Looks like we probably got eating crow in here. And, of course, the past tense. One interested in bulldozing? Not for a loop could be odd. And I don't know for sure, but I'm really thinking this is probably a cow tipper. I mean, I think I did that. Well, I went out to go do that one time, and I don't think it worked. Like, I don't. For some reason, I don't feel like we were able to be successful tipping cows. I don't know. Goofy childhood crap. Pricing plan category with that T. Looks like we could have a tier here. Historical period from 1918 and 1933. Well, I guess if we're talking about here in Germany, that could be the Weimar Republic. But since we're talking about historical period, I guess they're shooting for the Weimar era. But I don't think I've ever even heard it called that, the Weimar era. That's cross. Well, these two E's together make me think peeved. Tactic for driving digital subscriptions. It could be a paywall. Again, all has to be checked. Word with sound or language. I guess this is a barrier. And maybe add a girl. remember a time when it's a girl, it's a boy, right? As in, like a birth announcement or something. Moral bankruptcy looks like it could be very well depravity. Casual affirmatives. Either going to be yeps or yups. So, like many viral posts, maybe retweeted. Okay. Well, we're kind of going at an odd angle today, aren't we? Got in the way of, maybe impeded. TV character who said what you call love was invented by guys like me to sell nylons. And of course, that was Don Draper, and I think from season 1 of Mad Men. I loved that show. And it came out while I was in Iraq. In fact, I watched most seasons in what little off time I had in Iraq. Get rid of. No, system can be deplete. Run slowly. Overhauled. Well, it's probably something. It's probably redone. But I don't like that, so I'm hoping it's not. Heartthrobs. Reason to look away. Glossy black cuckoo. Three letters. It might be an uni. Okay. Zoom classes and the like. Simple solutions. Oh, let's try easy fixes. Heartthrobs again. No, that didn't help any. Overhauled. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in, but I just don't think redone. Redone doesn't sound too good. Now, on my first deployment to Iraq, as a young butter bar lieutenant, my call sign was Red One. And so we could have just said, former call sign of Christopher.combest on his first deployment or something, Red One. But instead it's redone. It's gross. Reason to look away for short, I don't know. Is this a public display of affection? Heartthrobs could be pangs, which means that run slowly should be seep. And I guess this is deep 6. And I haven't heard that term in a long time. I need to add that back into my word hoard here. Bug catching period. This looks like it could be season. Cancellation deterrent. Zoom classes and the like. Okay, I think this is fees and maybe e-learning. I don't have a whole lot to go off of there. Material and some sports equipment, Nerf. Okay, now I just feel better about it all. Lead into a suggestion. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to definitely say this in a British accent. I say. Woman who sounds like she's messing up. How about Aaron? Feels contrition about. Perhaps we're ruining. And yes, I was going to put this in earlier. Flu season and the first name of the First Lady of Jazz, Ella Fitzgerald. Wonderful. Glad to see her in there. I am a huge fan. Oh, get rid of. Well, we already used the cool word, deep 6. So now what are we dealing with here? Well, I don't know. That's some sort of wonderment. Get rid of. Nation that declared independence from France in March of 56. Well, I think it's either going to be Vietnam or Morocco, but I think Vietnam was in like 1945. I've been learning Vietnamese. and therefore learning about the history of the country. So this must be Morocco, or as we call it here in Germany, Maroc. Maroc. I think they call it the same thing in France. How about OMG? We put an OMG in there. Get rid of meeting places. Author of 2001's The Corrections. I want to say that's Franken, but it's not Franken. Get rid of, if it's a FR something, I guess that could be offload. Meeting places could definitely be fora. Get rid of, yeah, I'm gonna go with offload, and we can check here to see how we're doing. Because I can't remember the author's name. For some reason I got Al Franken in my head, and I don't know why. I will admit, okay, granted. Nitwits could be dodos. East Coast travel option on the Amtrak, the Acela. Some sorority sisters informally. Zetas. Franzen. Okay. Artist who released her first ever rock album, Rockstar. After, wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool. All right, Dolly Parton's got in there today too. I mean, I like her. Hot dog buns in a pack, an octet for sure. Because you get 6 hot dogs in a packet, you get 8 buns. I don't know, it makes no sense. Dundee, trainer for Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. You see this kind of thing right here? This is why we've got to have, connections, that we do know, or at least can guess at, right? Because I would have never known who. I still don't. Let's see. Had a burning desire. So longed. So I guess this is Angelo Dundee, was Muhammad Ali and George Foreman's trainer. I would have never known that. I'm not like I'm against boxing or anything. I just would have never known that. Sorting category on a social media feed. It just tells me all over it's going to be new, because I guess journalistic concern could be standards. You might look up to it. The sky, Poker variety. Oh, well, I guess a draw? Like, went up. Last little bit could be a drag. Oh, boy, that would have been ugly to try to figure that out. Something that fades into the background. I think we're talking about a watermark here. And seriously, McCall Oliver 4034, thank you so much for this. This is so wonderfully refreshing. Casino's cut. I guess that's the rake. I would have thought it was a take. Gabriel Garcia Marquez's El Amor en los tiempos de cólera. And I guess this went up as grew. Okay, very nice. Ancient city near Jerusalem. And I think this is Bethel. Oh, Pat Riley. Man, he could dress. Order at a bar or at a butcher shop. Hey, this rounds on me, or I'm going to go buy us a round steak. I like that. That's good. That's clever. Left and then a right, say. Looks like this is lining up to be a 1-2 punch. Maybe onto something? We're onto something here, right? Refuse to let go. Oh, boy. Yeah, dwell on. That reminds me of that Robert Earl Keen song. It's the Little Things is the title. And he talks, the very first line in this thing, it was the very first stanza, is like it's the way that he says something. It's like it's the way that you remember. I came home late for dinner 11 months and 14 days ago. Yeah, there's some things you don't want to have in that memory. Pioneer Day celebrants. How about Utahans? Money for bread is an example, abbreviation. I guess you could say it's a synonym or an idiom, really. Unusual item. Looks like this may be a novelty, but who knows? Let's try to see how do we do, Bob? Good. This makes me happy. This was a really solid little old Saturday, but I was going through it just thinking to myself, there's a couple of these that if I don't find something to jar my memory through the crosses and downs to get through this word, I'm gonna be toast. And I think that's what happens with a lot of folks on a regular basis, right? I hear from folks all the time in this wonderful community full of beautiful people with fantastic cerebral capacities. I mean, it's an amazing thing. I was telling a friend of mine yesterday on the phone, she's back in Texas and working on a new play, and I was just telling her, I said, yeah, I think these are some of the most self-possessed, considerate people on the planet. And they're getting a little beat up because it's, they're having a hard time getting, past the Tuesday, and they're really trying to get to where the rest of the week. You know what? That comes in time. I've been doing these since I was an undergrad freshman. I had an artist friend of mine that kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ropes on all of it, and it was great to have him in my world like that. And one thing that he was really hooked on was the crossword puzzle. Next thing you know, I'm taking the paper and I'm taking the crossword out at the back, the New York Times Crossword out, and I'm folding it up each day. This is before phones, right? We had phones, but we didn't have cell phones really. The cell phones came in suitcases, that was considered a convenience. Had a pager though, I had a beeper. But yeah, that's, I'm folded up on a clipboard and took a mechanical pencil with me every day and everywhere I went. In fact, I had a Mont Blanc mechanical pencil at the time. I thought it was so cool. But anyway, enough of this. Great puzzle. We'll see it again tomorrow for the Sunday grid. And I wanted to reach out to Puzzling with JP. Fantastic times. Your times always make me jealous. And I'm sure I could probably plow through some of these a lot quicker, but it's not much fun for me. If I'm not doing it on video, sometimes I will take 4 hours to finish a Monday just because I'll put it down and I'll go do something and I'll come back and it's just sitting there running, right? You know what I mean? I savor each bite of this, right? Like I would a grand porterhouse, right? Or a ribeye. That's what I love to do. But when I see people posting times like 11 minutes through a Friday puzzle, that is impressive to me. And so bravo, kudos, well done. Golf clap. Always share that with me, though. I'd love hearing about your times and how your progress is coming. And if you have any issues, it's a community, it's a forum. Let's exchange information. And until tomorrow, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Servus, grüß Gott, auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss, ciao, Cin-Cin. And until then, be well. Take care of yourselves.